I wanted to do a live, and I wanted to talk about the situation with Big Tigger. One thing about me, when it pertains to these type of situations where a man is accused of assault and domestic violence and all that kind of stuff, and particularly when it pertains to a woman, I'm always gonna raise my eyebrows, my antennas, give people, and particularly the accuser, which, you know, I just always got to give them the people's eyebrow, because a lot of times these women don't be telling the truth. And this is, and due to the fact of history with these particular situations, a lot of times it turns out that we're not getting the truth, or we're not getting the whole side of the situation. And once again, I wanted to wait till some things came out. So Alicia Brown, estranged wife of Big Tigger. We all know who Big Tigger is from Rap City, and you know, he became a radio and media personality. Basically, he was arrested, accused of, battery, domestic violence, and all that stuff, child endangerment. And then, of course, you had dudes, you had feminists, black man haters, simps, Captain Saberholes, rush to the defense of this woman. And come to find out, this woman has a past shakier than shakier than a bartender making a martini. Now, she was arrested on kidnapping charges. And then she has a shaky past where she was, questioned or at least arrested at the age of 24 for child endangerment for, check this out, leaving one of her children unattended in a car for 8 hours. Over 8 hours. Now, my question is, and Tigger, did you know this and you still married this person? And then she has multiple men by children by multiple men. Let me wake up. She has multiple children. I don't know if she has like, 3, 4, 5 children by multiple men, multiple baby daddies. She was taken into custody on kidnapping charges because she had an outstanding warrant stemming from Maryland. So she got arrested in Georgia. She's going to be expedited to Maryland to face kidnapping charges. And those are some serious charges, felony charges. So that's funny. Karma works in mysterious ways, because basically she tried to destroy and ruin Big Tigger's career. And the funny thing is, even if Big Tigger is extremely, exonerated from these allegations, it's still gonna fall. People gonna still be mad and still have an issue with him. Because with a black man, there's no such thing as being all the way innocent. Even when it's proven that you're innocent, you still have these feminists that's mad because basically you decided to prove that you're innocent and fight these charges. Because some women believe if you are accused, you should take responsibility anyway, because it helps the women that's really going through these things for a man to be a quote unquote man and accept responsibility for something that they didn't do. That is utterly and complete bullshit, and it's insanity. And I'm gonna tell you something. This is why I don't pay attention to these women that try to condemn men because like I said, I've been through it. This is why you should pay attention to none of these women that sit up here and have the audacity to tell you that you shouldn't be suspicious or you shouldn't question yourself if you marry or get involved with a woman that has children by other men. Is it bad enough if she got children by another man? But it's even worse when she got multiple children by multiple men. And Big Tick, like I said, man, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, that I'm trying to tell y'all should you should really be suspicious, and you should really question that. But like I said before, that's the thing. That's always been the theme, and particularly with black men, we're not supposed to question nothing. We are supposed to just accept any and everything that is thrown in our direction. Because now you have this thing where we're made to feel guilty about everything. We're made to feel guilty about our very existence. We're made to feel guilty if we decide to hang out with our friends and have a boys' night out. That we're condemned for that. We're condemned if we're condemned basically for anything, any and everything. We're condemned. They slam us for it. Basically, what it comes down to, a real man, according to some of these delusional women, is just how much shit that you're supposed to take from a woman, that you're supposed to just let her get away with any and everything. Let her disrespect you to your face. Let her disrespect you around people. Let her just do whatever she want to do and not question her or take into account anything that she does. Just give her a complete pass. Like, make that make sense. Anything a man do according to a woman, if she don't like it, is considered suspect behavior. Don't stand up. Hey, a woman disrespect you, don't stand up for yourself. Don't tell her not to disrespect you. Just let her get away with it, because quote unquote she's a woman and she's supposed to be able to get away with it. But these are the same women that holler equality. You want equality? You want to be on an even playing field? Okay, cool. Well, pay some of these bills. Help pay this rent. Help pay this mortgage. Help pay these car notes. Contribute to the house. Do something. But nah. I just find that utterly ridiculous that you get condemned for everything. And this is what the internet has done to people. The internet has just basically proved that a lot of these people that are just lightweight and insane can get on here and push a narrative. They can get on here and push a narrative, and if enough people listen to them or think like that person, and if they sound believable enough, they can create a following. That's why they also get labeled influencers, because you can influence somebody to believe a bunch of bullshit. But boy, talk about karma. She tried to destroy, she literally tried to destroy, she literally tried to destroy Tigger. Didn't have no remorse about destroying his legacy and his career. And then the video surfaced, and then you have somebody recording saying that he's stumping on her, and he's clearly not stumping on her. He basically said, hey, give me my phone. Which, in case you guys didn't know, taking somebody's phone, that's a form of kidnapping. Something she seemed to have a niche for doing, which is kidnapping. I find that ironic. She went on, hey, the funny thing is she going this whole hoopla, crying and all this kind of stuff, but then she's fixing her hair at the same time. If somebody did all this stuff to you, you wouldn't even be trying to fix your hair. You would be sitting up like the typical crocodile tears and all this stuff. And if any woman could try to find it in there themselves to try to actually side with this woman and still try to make her out to be some kind of victim, that just goes to show you that you are really screwed up in the head. and that you need to re-examine who you are. Now, at the end of the day, I have to question Big Tigger. Like Big Tigger, you literally married and wifed and had a child with somebody with a history like this. And some people gonna say maybe he didn't know. Well, here's the thing. How could you not know that this woman had been brought into custody for child endangerment? She was on the news. And shout out to urban politicians. He found the story. This lady at 24 was taken into custody on child endangerment charges. She left one of her children abandoned in the car for 8.5 hours. Like, Tigger, and you still wifed a person like that? You wifed a person like that, and you had a child with her? And I laugh at the fact, this is why I don't pay none of these women attention that go on all these panels that try to shame a man when he say, hey, I don't want to date a woman that got children. I don't want to be with a woman that got multiple children by multiple men. Well, here's the reason why you should go the other way. I'm going to tell you right now, if for real, because like I said, I've been through this. But man, you wifed up a woman that was, I'm just trying to like figure this out. Like, Tigger, you wifed up a woman that left one of her children in an unattended vehicle for over 8 hours. The child could have died. Like, dude. What, dude. Now, if he didn't know, okay, fine. But after a while, you start after a while to see a person's character and because after a while, the person can't hide who they are. You know, as they say in the early stages, the loving stages, when you think this is the perfect person and you're smitten, but after a while, when you start to live with somebody and you start to be around somebody more and more, you really start to see who they are. Because after a while, a person can't pretend to put on the act. Because everybody, to a certain degree, they put on the act. Every woman, every man is putting on a little bit of an act to try to sell this woman or man on why they should date them, be with them, eventually marry them, and procreate with them, or should I say procreate, because a lot of times they procreate before the whole man you carry thing. But now a lot of these people got egg on their face. A lot of these simps that was sitting up here, oh, I don't care what the situation is, you ain't supposed to do this, you shouldn't do that. And when it pertains to, man, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. Nobody don't want to hear that stuff, man. Once again, it's wait till the damn facts come out. We need to wait till the facts come out before we sit up here and condemn these dudes. The only thing I'm mad at Big Tigger about is getting involved with a woman like this. Now, this woman is around, they saying she 37. Big Tigger, I think, is 54. So this woman is you know, he's a little bit older than this woman. But then again, does age matter? Sometimes a person never mature. Obviously, this person never matured. And then you could go look at the video. I mean, you go to quite a few, you go to quite a few people's channels. You can Google it. the so-called video in question, the woman took his phone. I'm gonna say this again. The woman took his phone. He basically just said, hey, give me my phone. Give me my phone. She refuses to give the man his phone. My thing is, give the man his phone. And then they say the person that was recording the video was one of her children. Instead of him saying, hey, mom, just give him his phone, he's saying that you're stepping on her. You're stepping on her. He wasn't even stepping on her or stomping on her. At the end of the day, people keep talking about this stuff about, oh, well, you should wait till the police come and all this kind of stuff. And all you goofy ass niggas that be sitting up here saying, walk away, well, you should just walk away. Shut y'all goofy asses up. First of all, what can you do if you trying to leave and the person is standing in the way of the fucking door? Then you try to leave out the other door. They follow you to the other door, stand in front of the other door. So how are you supposed to leave? Okay? And then for you women saying that, well, he probably got another phone. Why don't you just take the other? It don't matter whether he got 2, 3, or 4 phones. If she got one of his phones, that's his property. And everybody don't have 2 phones. I don't have 2 phones. I got 1 phone. So make that make sense. It's always an excuse to try to excuse a woman from accountability. Y'all like just shut up with that stuff. Oh, well, you should just walk away. And let me tell you something how bad domestic violence cases is. You do not want, man, you do not, when I say you do not, you do not want a domestic violence case attached to you. It's, you just ruined, you know. You can't get you can't ever get a job in law enforcement. You can't get a job doing armed security, none of that stuff, because you lose your lifetime ban. Can't ever own a legal firearm. And then if you're trying to get a job, that shows up. When they run background checks. Now, I know the laws have changed a little bit on some applications, depending on what the job is, the severity of the job, where they can't ask you those questions no more. Have you ever been? But, you know, at the end of the day, they still have some jobs that still have that on the applications, and some jobs still, you know, run background checks regardless. So I'm just saying that's ruined. That ruins you. It destroys you. It destroys your reputation. And this is gonna follow Tigger. Even if he's completely exonerated, this still is gonna be attached to him. Still is gonna follow him, because they're still gonna say, well, the fact that this happened, it don't matter if the woman completely fabricated the story. This is gonna follow him pretty much forever. It follows you. Because you know there's no such thing as being innocent when you're a black man in America. It just ruins you. It just ruins you. It's character assassination. It follows you everywhere. Keep this in mind. Look how Jaylen Brown's character has been assassinated. Look how his character has been assassinated and attacked. He's literally being punished for being extremely smart and intelligent. He's being attacked for being quote unquote pretty much as close to a genius as you can get. It's like damned if you do. Like I said, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So all these big Tigger haters, now what? Are you gonna retract the story that you put out about him, calling him a woman beater? Are you gonna stop calling this woman this innocent victim, because she's not an innocent victim, because apparently she's a kidnapper, and apparently she doesn't do right by children. She puts children at risk. And obviously she is some kind of kidnapper, because, well, I mean, she got arrested on kidnapping charges. And if I'm not mistaken, one of the father of her children was I guess on Tasha K. I don't really watch Tasha K like that, and he basically was giving some intel about her. And then there were people that were reaching out to a lot of these content creators who knew her and knew about her, said, hey man, y'all need to be careful about like coming to the defense of a woman like this. You need to be very careful about coming to the defense. This woman is a kidnapper. This woman neglects children. There's just some people that are just not fit to be parents. And I know Tigger decided to step down, and then apparently that the woman was saying that Big Tigger was having an affair with his colleague. Now his colleague at the radio at the radio station where he works at, if I'm not mistaken, or the station that he works at, she's filing a lawsuit against Aisha Brown for defamation of character. My thing is, with Tigger need to divorce this woman, and here you go. Divorce her, move on. Try to get custody of the child that you share with her. As far as the situation with her other children grow, let they daddies worry about that. The fact that you saw the video, and then you had this kid like sitting up there perpetuating the situation, egging it on, milking it on, like I kind of knew that she was probably doing. When I first heard about this story, I was like, I want to wait till more facts come out before I sit up here and rush to judgment. Now, Mystical, different story. Mystical, unfortunately, Mystical is a rapist. One of my favorite rappers of all time, but I have to accept the fact that Mystical is a rapist, because he didn't got chance after chance. He went to jail for pretty much that in the first place. Did multiple years in jail, got out, beat a couple of accusations after he got out, and then he goes right back and does the same thing that basically led him a 20-year sentence. So when it pertains to that, you got to wash your hands of Mystical and say, hey, Mystical, hey, bro, it is what it is with you. So in that case with Mystical, I have no choice but to accept the fact he is who he is. One of the most talented rappers that ever lived, but unfortunately, that's his character. That's who the man is. Aisha Brown, she neglects children, and she's a kidnapper. Once again, I'm gonna say this again. The video surfaced. He wasn't beating her. He wasn't kicking. He was just basically trying to get his property. You have the right, if somebody takes your property, to try to get your property back. But you got You got people that play into this whole narrative that whatever the case may be, you're not supposed to get physical with a woman under no circumstance. That's bullshit. She shouldn't have took his property. She should have just gave the man his property when he asked for it. Give the man his property. Because like I said, I was kind of pissed off when I seen some chick trying to basically trying to just condemn Tigger. Oh, well, you see, well, he should have just went to the car and used it. Like I said, how the hell do you know he got another phone? How do you know what this man got? You got to always have women, no matter what the case may be, they're going to try to make it the man's fault no matter what. The man is at fault no matter what. That a woman should not be held accountable under no circumstances. Even if she is the perpetrator, the aggressor, it's always the man's fault. And if you meet women that think like that, they're fucking insane, and you just need to just put it out there. Whatever happens with Big Tigger, it's going to be very difficult for him to recover from this, because people, even though the video shows that basically he was just asking for his property back and trying to get, you're going to have people that's going to add their own twists and turns to it. You're going to have the panderers of women, the guys like, dudes like the Ace Metaphors and dudes like that, who will try to who just strictly go out of their way to pander to women at all costs. Those type of dudes. You have to watch out for those dudes are simps. They're enablers. But still, at the end of the day, you have to question Tigger. Like, Tigger, why would you get involved with somebody like that has a very shaky past like that? I know. But you hear these women, these are the same women that always tell you, well, if a woman's been with X amount of men, her body count shouldn't matter. If she has 5 kids by 5 different men, that shouldn't matter. Her standards and her having all these newfound standards that she didn't have before, when she kept having baby after baby by man after man, and now she wants a man to make $200,000 a year and be a provider for her and no, that should, please, you have to take that into account. It's just common sense. It's just basic common sense. And a lot of times, I have to admit it, some of these men and women, they just don't have basic common sense when it pertains to picking people. But then again, you have some people that like toxic environments, that like toxic situations. I don't like toxic situations. I don't like chaos. No freaking way. I do not like chaos. I like peace. But you living in a world now, this day and age, where the more toxic the situation is around you, the better it is, especially if you create content. I'm gonna say now, bad is good and good is bad now, and that's the problem. People have normalized doing fucked up shit now and having horrible attitudes, and then trying to make it look like something is wrong with you. But once again, I say this: being a man, and particularly being a man, a black man in America, you have been demonized for trying to be a man. The more soft you act, that's considered being masculine. But then these are the same women that'll call you. These are the same women that'll question your sexuality. To be honest with you, I think a lot of these women, their sexuality need to be called into question. And the very man that they describe that they don't want is actually the man that they seem to do want, as far as characteristics go. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. You living in a world now where basically you're ashamed for just your very existence. You're attacked for just existing and being born a man now. Shit is crazy. But I'm gonna say, as far as Tigger go, Tigger gonna have to make some decisions. Tigger need to get a lawyer, figure out what he gonna do with his children, and then he need to fight this thing tooth and nail. And once again, even if Tigger is exonerated, you still gonna have people giving him the side eye. They still gonna be mad at him for basically trying to prove his innocence and maintain his innocence. Make that make sense. Somebody accused you of doing something that you didn't do. You proved that the person is lying and not telling the truth, and people are mad at you. They giving you the side eye. They rolling their eyes at you. They like, how dare you defend yourself? Keep in mind, there was a woman that said this, some goofy ass white woman that said you should take responsibility for DV and possible possible assault, sexual assault, domestic violence. I'm just gonna use the real words. I'm not, whatever. Even if you didn't do it. That's very Carolyn Bryan W. And like I said, that's just pure insanity. And this is why, to a certain degree, you shouldn't take some women seriously. And this is why I won't ever vote for a woman to become president. Yeah, I said it. So what happened with Aisha Brown, what happened with Alicia Brown, that was pure karma. When I say that was pure karma, what happened with her. And that's the thing, these women don't have no qualms about, like, they don't even think this through. They don't qualms about destroying a man's reputation and screwing with a man's money. With you, or you living, if you try to take away his way to earn a living, well, that hurts you in the long run. But anyway, I'm out. Well, I'll take it.